Hi Flosstube, welcome back to my channel. You found my little corner of YouTube where I talk about cross stitch mostly and a little bit of quilting. My name is Mandy, and you can find me also on Instagram at Mandy Needs Stitches. I haven't been great about posting over there, but I do post occasionally, and I like to interact with people. So, welcome back to this. If you're new, welcome. Hopefully, you like what you see and you click the subscribe button or the like. And then if you are returning, thank you for coming back. It's um, let's see, last time I filmed was the 19th of March, so it's been almost 3 weeks, or over 3 weeks, I guess. Um, Today is Sunday, April 11th, and it's about 1:45 here in Georgia. I was gone for a little while because we had kind of some busy weekends. Today's my last day of vacation. I just got back from Destin, Florida, where I stayed with my family for a week. Like my extended family, my parents flew in from Washington, and we got my mom rented a nice house, and there was 12 of us. Well, I'm the oldest of 4 kids, and they each brought a significant other, and then my 2 kids. So there's like 12 of us. It was a big group, but it was a lot of fun. And played games, and the house had a pool, so we went swimming every day, and we were walking distance to the beach. So it was really nice to have time off and go stay at the beach and get away from work and all that good stuff for a little bit. I got some stitching done, but not as much as I guess I worked on. I touched quite a few projects. So I'll have those to show you. I have a few previous finishes. I have a few FFOs. The haul is kind of extensive, but I'm not going to go through everything. I'll just show you kind of the big stuff. The big one is I got the BeStitchMe spring Equinox box. So that's mostly what I'll go through and haul. What else? Other than being on vacation, there hasn't been a whole lot of life updates. The weekend before we went on vacation, we went to the Great Wolf Lodge, which my kids loved. So that was fun. That was their first time going, and there's one like an hour away from us here. So hopefully we'll go back. Otherwise, yeah, everybody's healthy. My husband got his second COVID vaccine, so we're now a fully vaccinated family. I go back to work on Monday, and then yeah, we have next month is my brother's getting married, so I'll go away for that. That should be fun. But anyways, I'll get into the projects. Behind me, this is a quilt I finished a couple years ago now. It is called Awesome Ocean by Elizabeth Hartman. This was a kit that I got from Fat Quarter Shop, and this was like the first big quilt I'd ever quilted on my long arm. Did like a fun swirl motif, and this took quite a while to put together. I did it back when I only had one kid, and my husband was gone for like a month for training or something. And so every night, I just pieced some blocks. So it doesn't feel like it took that long, but it took a while. I really like her, Elizabeth Hartman. I really like her pattern. She has several of these. Like there's a desert one, there's a dinosaur one. I showed a long time ago in some of my previous videos about forest one. So yeah, that's that. And I have been working on one other quilt by Modernly Morgan. There's a quilt along going on called Homespun quilt along. I forgot the blocks. They're over there, and I don't feel like pausing to get up and get them. So I'll show you next time. I hope to have either all the blocks finished, piecing, maybe even the quilt put together by the next time I film. So maybe you'll get to see that as the background next time. Okay, some previous finishes. There's just 2 little ones. I'm pretty sure I showed this one before, but this is Country Cottage Needleworks. Their cottages of the month. I have all of them. Not all of them. I have 3 left to finish, but I have all the other ones finished like this, and it just hangs on a little board. And then this is the Frosted Pumpkin Stitchery. one of their seasonal sayings. This is like one of the first things I kind of tried to fully finish myself. And yeah, so I really like these little seasonal sayings when I first got back into stitching. So I've stitched several of them. So this was probably the call for DMC on 16 count Ada. Yeah, and this just hangs in a little clipboard frame too, so I gotta put those out. Some recent FFOs. I think last video I had this one. I didn't have it totally finished, but this is part of my March Stitch Madness. I ended up finishing the two that were like kind of the final contenders. So this is called Here Comes Peter Cottontail by Stitching with the Housewives. This is pretty much how it's shown on the cover photo of how Priscilla finished it. So I did find this piece from Hobby Lobby. I spray painted it like white, mounted on mat board. I don't have the checkered, the gingham fabric, so I just pulled from stash. It's stitched with mostly the call for colors on a black Joblin 28 count, and then down here just some random bows and picks. So yeah, I'm happy with the way it came out. I didn't get it up in time for Easter, but we were gone for Easter anyway, so that's okay. I'll probably still let it sit out for a little while, at least through the rest of April. Yeah, so I'm happy with that finish. The other one, so this was another one that I had a goal to finish for March Madness. This is the Celebrate Spring. I don't think I had this, I don't think I had all the stitching finished when I filmed last time. Actually, no, I didn't. So I finished the stitching, obviously. It's stitched with a called for DMC on 16 count French lace. The pattern is Celebrate Spring by Madame Chantilly. I finished it in this frame that I got at Hobby Lobby. It's on 16 count Ada. It's kind of a weird size. I think it's, I don't remember now. I think it's 11 by 16, or this frame is 11 by 17. So it was like maybe 9 by 16 or so. So the frame works out good. I'm glad I found a frame, and I have another one just like this that's like a more wood tone. So I don't know if I will just use this same frame for the other ones I finish or what. This was kind of a pain in the ass to, it gets back, I use the same frame backing. I just realized it's upside down. But I didn't leave myself hardly any border to pin it, and so that was kind of a pain to do. So I might just leave this one in the frame and go get another similar frame and pop them out that way. I don't know. Depends on how I feel whenever I finish the next one, which will be a while. But yeah, I'm happy with, I really like this pattern. I'm happy with how it came out. It's so cute. I'm gonna go hang it up after this video is done. And then my last fully finished, I think I saw the stitching finished last video, but I just FFO'd it. I got this wood frame from Hobby Lobby as well and painted it. I don't remember the name of the color. It's like a chalk paint. Maybe it's cashew or something like that I got from Walmart. This is just some pink trim, and this is some Lori Holt vintage trim. It was stitched on 25 count Lugana. Yeah, prim. 25 count prim Lugana with a called for Oriflamme. So I pretty much copied exactly the pattern because I'm not feeling very creative lately. But yeah, I'm happy to have this one done, and I'm gonna go hang it on a wall somewhere in my house. So yeah. That's it for the previous finishes. The things I worked on, so a lot of those patterns were finishes. I started writing down what I'm working on every day in this lovely calendar. So those 3 pieces I've worked on quite a bit to get me through April. And then I'll show you I'm just going to randomly pull what the other whips were. I started, there's a strawberry, hashtag strawberry, I can't remember the hashtag now. I posted it on my Instagram. That I jumped on with a couple other people on Flosstube that are stitching this. So I am stitching it with, I think it's kind of a mix, called for DMC, and some fancy floss. Oh, you know what? I skipped my finishes that I have uploaded. We'll get to that next. And here is my progress. Oh, sorry, I'm kind of annoying. So I have a good bit of the border done. Got that fence done. Well, not done. I have to fill in the bricks. Started the house. Yeah, so this is fun. This is stitched on a 28 count. I don't remember the color. 28 count Amazing Gray by Witch Out. So yeah, that's I'm plugging away at this. I stopped work. I haven't worked on it in probably about 2 weeks. So I need to pull that back out, but oh well. I'll get to it when I get to it. Sorry, I put it away. Okay, and then I have I have two things that I kind of, two FFOs, not FFOs, finished objects. This is part of the hip hop chalk full by Kathy, by Hands On Design. And the chalk art was done by Priscilla Blaine. So this is the small, I changed the blue to purple. And this was also part of my March Madness. And I just finished it up. So I changed it to a purple that was Victorian model or something. I don't remember the name, but I need to fully finish this. Obviously, didn't get it done in time, please. But that was one that I finished. And then while I was on vacation, for some reason, I just felt like stitching on this trucking along, so I finished in December. Here's what the topper looks like. I took out the chickens. And then I started on the truck. So I was in the club for this from Fat Quarter Shop. So I have all of them kitted up. I have about half of them done. I think I have June through November done. Here's December. So I'm really close to a finish. I gotta finish filling in the trees. I gotta add the red. So super close to a finish. Not in a super hurry because it's April, but I kind of wanted to finish up this series before the next one starts, the calendar crates one, because I signed up for that one. So yeah, we'll see. Okay, and now for I joined Sane Stitchers, and this month there's an event called Go Stitch, Go Fish. So basically every day a wheel is fun, and you have to pick a whip or a project that starts with that letter. So that's why I touched quite a few things. I also wanted to jump on with a couple stitch alongs. I only successfully started one on time, and this is with Elizabeth Ann Can Stitch. It's a Hands Across the Sea sampler called Where Flowers Bloom. I don't feel like inserting a picture, but here's where my progress on it. This is stitched on 40 count. Oh no, I don't remember the name. 40 count mallow, maybe? I can't remember. It's a 40 count linen, 1/2. So yeah, I'm happy with I'm happy with that. That's like 2 or 3 days worth of work. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC, which is a hot mess right now. I haven't put it on a ring, so probably should do that. And I'm just keeping it in this bag that I got at the Target dollar spot. It says enjoy the little things. I don't know. I thought it would work as a good project bag. Okay, and then so the first day was turkey tea. First day was tea. So I pulled out Turkey Bay by Plum Strait Samplers, and each day you have to put 200 stitches if you're working on the called for letter, or 400 stitches if you're calling go fish. I am not a stitch counter, but I can guesstimate up to. I usually do count about up to 200, and any more I do after that, I stop counting. But this is my progress. I pretty sure I had the boat done when I started, and I just started adding some of the little details. So this is a piece of 28 count witch out linen. I think it's the color China Pearl maybe, with the called for fancy floss 2/2. And I keep it in this bag that says you can't buy happiness, but you can buy fabric. It's pretty accurate. Next, I don't remember what the letter was called, but I'm kind of not going to go in order. I've been working on this. I'm trying to get it finished for a friend's birthday. Her birthday's in 4 days, so it's probably won't get to her in time because she lives in Washington, but I might finish it. This is called Garden Party by Satsuma Street. I'm stitching it on 25 count mushroom Lugana, 2/2 with a call for DMC. This particular, oops, hang on just a minute. Okay, 4-year-old busted in. But here, I was talking about Garden Party. This is the warm colorway. There's a cool colorway that's more blue tones. I don't know how I'm going to finish this. I might finish it just as like a little hanging thing. So yeah, I kind of got to think about that. But I'm gonna put some more stitches into this today. Maybe I probably won't get to a finish. I have to probably put 2 or 3 days worth of work to get to a finish. Next, I started this one with that quarter shop. They're doing a stitch along right now, but I'm behind on the stitch along. It's called Home Sweet Home. I'm stitching it with the called for DMC. I got the pack from Pack Quarter Shop. I stitched on a piece of 16 count earth by BeStitchMe. So that's how far I got. Probably gonna start building houses next. Sorry for all the creases. I don't iron until I'm finishing. Okay. Next, I did very little work on this. This is one of my WIPGO calls for this month, which I'm not doing well at WIPGO. Coffee Quaker by Heartstring Samplery. I am stitching it with the called for fancy floss on 25 count Rosebud Lugana by BeStitchMe, and that is as far as I got. So yeah, I just worked on this for 1 day because basically 200 stitches because of WIPGO, or not WIPGO, because of Sane. And they called Q, which not a lot of projects start with Q, so Quaker it was. I worked on this last night for L, Liberty Lane by Country Cottage Needleworks. I started this in Mania last year. I'm stitching it in Priscilla Blaine's. I'm stitching with the Housewives color conversion. So So this is as far as I got. So this one, yeah, I'm really happy with the colors. They're nice. They pop really well. I stitched on 25 count mushroom Lugana, 2/2 with, like I said, Priscilla Blaine's color conversion. They're just kind of brighter than the pattern. And she has that conversion on her blog. Really, you just have to search for like Liberty Lane or something if you want to find it. So that's that. Sorry, a couple more. This I stitched on because of the letter F for Fruits of Plenty. Did not get much more progress, and I'm very behind on this stitch along. So it's Modern Folk Embroidery 2021 Fruits of Plenty stitch along. Stitching it with DMC 168 on a piece of 36 count. That's My Jam by BeStitchMe. So really I just finished this basket with 200 stitches. That's January's block, and now we're into April, so yes, very far behind. Each section is roughly 4,000 to 5,000 stitches, so it's a lot. I would like to get caught up, but I don't know if I will. Today, the letter that was called was N. So I am doing N for November. I already put my 200 stitches in to the Country Cottage Needleworks Cottage of the Month, November. That's where I'm at. I'm switching it with the call for DMC. It was in the on 32 count linen. Sorry about that. Foiled again. Where was I? November, Cottage of the Month. I am almost done with this series. I have November, December, and January to finish. And then I will be all caught up and complete. So that's exciting. Last whip to show you. Yay! I don't even know why I bother pausing anymore. He just comes in and shows me one thing. Gotta love 4-year-olds. Okay, last whip. April Dolce Dormire by Madame Chantilly. I put a good amount of work into this. I put a couple days anyways. So yeah, here's my progress. It's stitched on 32 count sand dollar, I think. Lugana by BeStitchMe. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if I don't have plans to finish this April, but we'll see what calls to me. So that is it for my stitching. I feel a little bit discombobulated. Okay, I'll get into haul plans. I'm just going to keep participating in Go Stitch by Sane Stitchers. Right now I don't really have any set plans. So yeah, if you don't like to watch haul, which I feel like I'm going to have to stop watching the haul portion because I'm bad at saying no. And my husband is about to stage an intervention from the amount of stuff I've been ordering. So yes, I understand if you don't want to watch the haul portion. Thank you for tuning in. I would love it if you left me a comment or came and followed me on Instagram and interact with me there. And here is the haul portion of the video. So, as a lot of you probably know, Needlework Expo happened, and I had a few pre-orders that came in. I probably won't go through all of the stuff I got, just the stuff I plan to start sooner. So that's what most of this haul is. And then I've got some fabric for projects that I'm going to start soon too. So anyways, This first one was, I was enabled by Flosstube, Pink Sparrow Sampler by, I think it's with by Needle and Thread, but it doesn't, or Brenda Gervais, it doesn't have her little logo on here, but I'm pretty sure it's Brenda Gervais. I got the floss from Fire Poppies, and I'm going to stitch it on 28 count linen by Witch Held in the color China Pearl. So the colors are really pretty springy. You can see I don't have, I have a lot of samplers kitted up, but I don't actually have one started, I don't think. So I don't know why I keep kitting these up and I haven't started one, but I'll get there one day. I would like to start this sooner rather than later. So. Next is Come to the Garden by Teresa Coet. I really, really, really like this. All the flowers just look like fun to stitch, and I think I'm going to start this soon. The only thing I don't love is this angel. I know Teresa Coet she has a lot of pretty angels. I kind of thought I might try to turn that into a sun. I don't know. What are your thoughts? Do you think I could turn it into a sun? I'm not like good at charting things, but might be worth a try. I'm planning to stitch it with, I think I have most of the called for colors. Some of it I pulled from Stash on this piece of 40 count oat by BeStitchMe. Yes, Levi.
I need those coins again.
Okay, get them. They're right on my table.
Okay.
Thank you. Sorry, I didn't pause in time for that one. Okay, so what else? I got this All Will Be Well heartstring samplery pattern. Oh, I kitted up this A Quaker Dwelling by Kathy Barrick. This is ginormous. I'm planning to stitch it on, I think, this 36 count dapple by, I think it's by Extra Design that I got from Kitten Stitcher. I plan to kit this up pretty quick. The Blue Flower Wildflowers. This was a market release or expo release. I got this one from Thistles, Flower Box. There's a definite flower theme going on. I got the Hands-On Design Square Dance Block Party. Block parties with the pins. Let's talk spring. I got some Chessie and Me from Kitten Stitcher, mostly because I think I saw Michelle Bendy post this Mighty Oak sampler, and I really liked it. And so I just saw a couple other Chessie and Me's that I liked. This Cheerful Spring, and a Friendship sampler, The Breath of Autumn, and Flag of Glory needle book. I probably won't finish it as a needle book. I would just do that flag on top. I got the Gather Here from Hello from Liz Matthews. And that's about it. That's not it, but this one too. Heart in Hand, Friendship Garden. I really like that one. I did get some project bags from Pumpkin Hollow Quilts. So that one and that one. I think I'll put my Pink Sparrow sampler in this one. Just seems fitting, right? And then this is another very, very popular one that I got, and I just pulled the DMC from my stash, and I'm going to stitch it on the called for barley. I'll probably start this one pretty soon too. I know the stitch along doesn't start until Okay, sorry about all the interruptions. I'm gonna start this one soon. The Stitch Along with Flat Quarter Shot doesn't start until June something, but I'll probably start it before then. I got a lot of fabric, but I don't feel like going through it. I will say I ordered some from To Die For Fabrics for pieces that I'm going to start soon. Also, one of them is this Misty Rose color. I'm going to stitch Hello from Liz Matthews, her Mayflowers tree on it with this silk from Flower Silk by Stitchy Box. And then Ink Circles has, I think it's called Flower Puzzle, or quite, yeah, I think it's called Flower Geometric Puzzle. I'm going to stitch it on this with these. This is a call for DMC. This is just a fabric by, it's called Thunder Gray by To Die For Fabrics. She's on Etsy. And I heard Stitching by the Shore, she talks about her a lot. So I tried out her fabric. I think that's it. I have one more thing, but I don't know where it went. I got some of those, sorry, I'm not gonna rustle around. I got 2 of those from It's Charm School, those needle, I can't remember what she calls them, but where you put your, at the end of your floss in and pull it through the tail and pull it through if you like wind up with a short tail. I got 2 of those, but they're kind of lost in the mayhem right now, so I'm sure they're around here somewhere. That's all I have to show you this time. I will be back not next weekend, probably the weekend after, with more projects. Hopefully some, you know what, that's a 24-hour weekend and I'm actually off, so maybe I'll get a lot of stitching in. That would be cool. Yeah, I don't really have anything else to say, so thanks for tuning in. I'm sorry about all the interruptions from my 4-year-old. And yeah, I will catch you next time. Happy stitching. Wait, I'm back. I forgot the most important part of all the haul was the BeStitchMe Spring Equinox box. So here we are. Sorry, I'm trying to get organized. Came with this nice little list of what everything is. A Q snap, which I don't use, so I'll probably either sell it or give it away. I don't know. Came with this cool like thread, not thread. I think it's probably a needle holder. What did she call it? Wooden needle case. So yeah, that is nifty. Came with 2 ball tip needles, which are very useful. I really like the ball tip needles, especially on like the tighter linens. Corner gauge, and then a thread keep. Came with a pattern. I don't know who it's by. It doesn't have a, I didn't open it, but it doesn't have a designer on there. What is this called? A needle minder. And then a needle threader. And then I think Brandy must have a Glowforge or something because she's included these like floss drops in the last 2 boxes. So that's cool. They're pretty thick, which I guess is good, but yeah. There are some counting pins. Super cute. This is like a little magnetic, ooh, it's a strong magnet, magnetic like thread catcher. And this is another little needle minder. This particular thing is not on the paper, so I have to watch another unboxing video to see if theirs is in there. It might be thread, like wax. It's kind of hard. So I don't know what it is. I either have to message her, or it came in as like little tin. Kind of looks like lip gloss, but it's, I don't know. I don't know what it is. came with a beautiful project bag. She says the maker, it is Project Bag by A&D Sewing Creations. So just a plain white inside. This is a really big bag. Like this would probably fit an 11 by 11 cute snap. I like it. And then came with a good bit of floss. All very springy colors. So this one is unnamed. All of them are unnamed. Oops. Yeah, these are all just 10-yard. 10-yard ones. There was one 25-yard one. This is called Morning Glory. And then this is beautiful called Iris, a 50-yard one. So that would be really good for like a monochromatic piece. Okay, and then the fabrics, which as you all know is the best part. Oh, and then a scissor fob is on here too. So fabrics. I got the 1/4 yard 36 count linen option, which I usually get the Luganas from her because I like the lighter dye. The Lugana doesn't take the dye as like bright, I guess. So I thought I'd try the linen because I usually get Lugana and I'm happy with them, but I want to go back to Lugana. But they're beautiful. So that's pretty true to color. This one's called Morning Glory. This one is called Paradise. Super pretty. It's a nice green. This one is bright yellow called Daffodil. That's pretty. Sweet Pea. And then the last one is Iris. This looks just like the floss. This is also called Iris. Here comes my 4-year-old again. He's probably going to barge in. So yeah, that was the best part of haul. Yes, I am signed up for her summer box. No, I will never miss a box if I have anything to say about it. So yeah, thanks for checking out this last little bit. Hopefully you liked the video and will subscribe, and I will see you next time.